if I am aware that, okay, I'm investigating myself in the sense of ego, that could be taken as therapy, whether I do it by myself or with some therapist. It's not the point here. The point is that I might notice, oh, I seem to have this trauma, for example. Maybe I need to take you, and then I am, you could say, objectifying myself or looking at details on myself. And I have been before that taking that is not what is meant by self-inquiry. But now I would like to hear you expand on this a little bit, or where would the limits be? You know, when there is so to speak too much interest in the ego as a person, as you know, this body with this life and these memories.
Right.
And when it is too much of that, and when
okay.
we understand.
I understand. Yes. The important thing is to understand is ego is not the person. Ego identifies itself as a person. So now ego is aware of itself as I am Mats. But ego is not Mats. In self-investigation, we are trying to separate ourselves from the person we seem to be. So we need to distinguish what we are investigating is not the person we seem to be. We're investigating the I that is aware of itself as I am this person. So ego is not the person. Ego is the I that is aware of itself as I am this person. That distinction is fundamental. If we don't understand that distinction, then we haven't begun to understand what is the practice.
So if I may reformulate, and you're saying no, this kind of idea about therapy, let's say doing it yourself, self-therapy, like I must watch my anger management or whatever kind of, you know, this kind of stuff, that is definitely not self-inquiry.
This is something far, far deeper than that. Because anger is something that appears and disappears. It's something other than yourself. We're investigating that which is ever present. We're investigating our own being.
Yeah.
This is very therapeutic. This is the best therapy of all, but that is a byproduct of it. What we are holding on to is that which is, we are trying to hold on to that which is permanent, that which is ever existing and shining as our own being, I am.
I'm not disputing anything you say, but I'm fishing for some more detail, because it could be, for example, my anger that is actually, you know, hiding this.
Your anger distracts your attention away from yourself towards whatever you're angry about. But the way to diffuse anger is to turn your attention back to yourself. To whom is this anger? Who is experiencing this anger? That's not, you don't ask the question, but you turn your attention back to the I who is experiencing the anger. And then that I will subside and the anger will subside along with it. And that applies not just to anger, to anything, any desire, any, whatever it may be. Our sole aim in this practice is to constantly turn our attention back towards ourselves. By turning our attention towards ourselves, we are withdrawing our attention from everything else. So we are diffusing our desires, our anger, our jealousies, whatever it may be. We're diffusing everything, and we are subsiding more and more and more and more.
So may I make a small follow-up?
Yes, yes, certainly.
So when speaking with people with a spiritual interest, similar to ours, but maybe different in important ways also, Westerners, they might call this, what we are talking about here, what is it called? Spiritual bypass. And you cannot avoid healing your traumas and this kind of, so this question is about that kind of thing, but you seem to be saying, no, just to forget about that and just ask who is.
In a sense, Bhagavan has called this the direct path. The direct path is bypassing everything else, going straight back to the source. The way to, that is, we need to bypass everything, because everything whatever we may be bypassing is something other than ourselves, so we need not be concerned about it. And by bypassing all these things, that is the best, as I said, it's the best therapy. It's the best solution to whatever trauma or whatever we may have. No therapy can even come close to the efficacy of this therapy. Not that we're doing it just for therapy, but one of the byproducts of doing this is the ultimate therapy. It's not only dealing with all our traumas and all our desires and hopes and fears and whatever it may be. It's dealing with the one who has the trauma, one who has desire, one who has hopes, one who has fears, one who has anger or jealousy or whatever it may be. We are cutting at the very root of the whole problem.